Yes. Bienvenue, Monsieur le Président.
Oui.
Welcome, Mr. President. The floor is yours.
Giving instructions to my spokespersons, and I was never taking instructions from them, so I did hesitate a little bit. It's the last time I have the pleasure, the honor to address this forum, and I wanted to do that. I'm not a man who likes to go somewhere else than where he is, because I love those I was working with together deeply, and the press is part of that, not at the very same intensity, I have to say, but nevertheless I wanted to address you the very last time, not to thank you. Not to thank you, because this is a mode and a mood and a way of expression and respect which is not the one which should exist between policymakers and the press. The press people, the journalists are not allies, they are not slaves, they are there. And so I wanted to have my last appearance, so to say, in Brussels in this press room. Comme je le disais, je ne suis pas.
As I said, I'm not much of a one for goodbyes. I've shed enough tears, and I've had enough of that. But I can tell you that I'm leaving my post at the head of the Commission with a certain amount of satisfaction, some regret, various regrets, but I'm happy to leave, because being the President of the Commission is a task which is not particularly easy. Someone gave me a book a couple of years ago. The Most Difficult Job in the World was the title. And I thought, well, it must be about being the Secretary General of the UN. But apparently it's the hardest job in the world is being the President of the Commission. The title was a bit pompous, but I've worked a lot with the press. I can't remember the number of press conferences we've had, the number of times I've met up with representatives of the press. 18 conferences in this room, 150 or so, I'm just looking at the figure here, 170 press conferences in VIP Corner, about 150 interviews. So I know that you've seen more of me than you would have perhaps liked. And if you keep repeating yourself, if you keep quoting yourself, and I like quoting myself, well, I think you ultimately start getting on people's nerves. So I'd just like to thank you one last time. It's been a long journey we've been on together. Switching to German now. And I've always enjoyed the fact that we could speak several languages in this room. I can see that the headphones are going on now. And I've always enjoyed the fact that we could speak various languages here. I haven't managed to make Luxembourgish an official language, unfortunately. It's not on the same level as English, French, German. But I've really enjoyed this international atmosphere, the linguistic give and take. This is really something very, very special among the correspondents in Brussels. I know that you don't have an easy life, because writing articles about Europe and getting those into the domestic papers. Well, a lot of people don't think that this kind of thing is important as we do. So thank you very much for all the help, the support you've shown to me. Switching back to French now. I've always said, I think Mina has just mentioned this. I mixed the two up, by the way, Natasha and Mina. I always mix them up because they are equally excellent in their jobs. Was I speaking French there or German? I can't remember. I keep forgetting which language I'm speaking. If you speak several languages, sometimes you lose your bearings. And so sometimes I do lose track of things. I've always said that the euro and myself are the sole survivors of the Maastricht Treaty, and now the euro is going to be on its own. I'll take a few questions.
First, give the floor